All right, guys, Lei coming to you live again on another development site we recently completed. As you can see, Unit 2 is for rent. We actually rented it, right? But I want to share with you something not about development, but it's actually close relating to investment, right? So now, if it's the first time you ever saw me speaking, let me take a brief moment to introduce myself too. My name is Lei Fan. I have been developing, investing real estate in Australia for the last 12 years. This is actually my 13th year. When I was not developing or investing, I also, along the journey, share with a lot of like-minded investors and developers of what I did to accumulate a decent portfolio that generate a decent cash flow as well as a capital growth over the years. You know, one thing that if there's one unfair advantage that I'm getting as a developer is when I was developing, it helps me to fast track my asset accumulation because it allows me to keep a portion of the profit into the property. It means that, for an example, I was developing 4 units here, right? We are in an area called Chelsea, all right? So again, very close to the beach. We got a primary school on the back. This is a block of 4. I've sold Unit 1, 3, and 4. I retained Unit 2. As you can see, everything I do, slightly is different to what the area presents. And it's one of the important thing, and it's quite crucial for you if you're looking for capital growth. But now, today I want to share with you something that is very interesting. Because I was keeping Unit 2, and then when I was, finish the project, I want to do a valuation so I can refinance the profit out, and still keeping a unit. So we start construction about this thing about 12 months ago. At the time, the Unit 2 I'm keeping myself is 3 bedrooms. It's exactly very similar to Unit 3. We sold the Unit 3 12 months ago for $812,000. And we recently did evaluations about 3 weeks ago with a major valuer from the bank. And amidst all of the coronavirus outbreak, amidst all of the great uncertainty, and guess what, the valuation come back, it's about $925,000. So it's a little more than $100,000 capital growth that we've scored in the last 12 months, which is pretty interesting. And we talk about last 12 months, and this is not the golden era of property, right? We talk about all of the bad news, we talk about the very soft market and then hitting by the coronavirus. But regardless, we still got a capital growth. And I want to share with you, in retrospect, I want to share with you what, affecting the growth with a very powerful concept called arbitrage of location and value. Here's what arbitrage of location and value works. If you look at this development context, in Chelsea, essentially it's in one suburb and there's a 2-tier market. Means the market is dividing by the trend line. Across the other side of the trend line, near the beach, property, if you talk about this kind of quality, are selling $1 million, approximately around that or plus. Property here, a bit more basic. If you look at the streetscape here, most of the stuff are pretty basic, not like what we did, right? So, and then this is where the arbitrage existing. If you are someone looking to invest in projects, for an example, instead of investing the best street in the best suburb, paying the most premium money, looking for value. I would looking for an arbitrage of value whereby it's literally 2 minutes drive. Across the road, they're selling for $1 million a plus. Here, most of the property with the basic stuff selling for $750, $800, right? In my view, there is existing arbitrage because I cannot justify that 5 minutes walking distance, 1 minute or 2 minute driving distance for $200,000 difference. So what you do is you're gonna think about the future buyers profile. People who can't quite afford $1 million plus property, but they still want something decent. But unfortunately, in the much more affordable part of the town, they can't find anything that is gonna pique their interest, right, or appealing to them. And this is where the arbitrage of location value come here. What I want to do is I want to bring a premium style of a property, but in a more affordable area. So not only we've got captured these arbitrage buyers who are willing to pay a bit more in this part of the area, but I mean the price will still be much more affordable than whatever across the road is. This is where it comes to play, and it forced the valuer to use a better part of comparable. We've got in real estate there's something called the lagging effect. Lagging effect existing between suburbs, meaning one suburb take off the price before another do. It's just a matter of time for the other one, follow the herd, right? And also existing between the suburbs. If you are investing somewhere that whether you know the area or not know the area, start be specific and start looking for the arbitrage existing between suburbs, the arbitrage existing within the suburbs, the arbitrage even existing on the same street. Looking for what additional value, what additional features you can bring. And when you're talking about buying next investment property, to give massive appeal to the end buyer. Who's your end buyer? Now, in some other videos, I talk about the importance of something called home occupier appeal. There's two types of buyers, remember? One is the investor gonna buy a home eventually. Another one is home buyers. And unfortunately, one of the mistakes I've seen is people got hoaxed to bought something. It's a property, but bought something that has little no appeal to a home buyer, right? And they talk about, it's very easy to rent. Well, what renters want might be very different to what the homeowner wants. And if you're talking about a capital growth, you better to do something that a homeowner wants instead of what the renter wants. Hope that makes sense. So this one, I think the reason cost the capital growth is simple. We got the lagging effect within each suburbs. We got arbitrage value, means that we are the best looking townhouses in this area on the whole street. In fact, I would take some shots when we're driving on the streets. You can't find anything like that. It's very, very different. All of the landscaping is purposefully done. Very elegant, simple, effective. And the result of that is we got a bit of price uplift from whatever the property across the road. And then we are also, when the buyers bought this thing, they don't pay a premium. They bought this for $812,000. Now my one's worth $925, and I think the other buyer is going to be extremely happy. Now for these buyers, she's actually bought for herself. We became friends now. This is actually one of the most legit ones, 4-bedroom, similar to the other video I talk about these unique stories. If my one's worth $925, guess how much this one's worth? This one's much better, larger, street front, 4-bedroom. My one is a second unit, double garage, 3-bedroom. You see what I'm talking about? So hopefully it makes sense, man. Not all property are created equal. Also remember, Australian market again is too loose to generalize it. So be very careful if you're just getting started up and investing stuff. All right, be very careful about what you bought into. Not all property created equal. Hopefully this video come right time and give you an injection of a positivity among all of the negativity is happening right there. And then speaking of property investment, if you are someone looking to get a quality investment, not a typical investment stuff, not a spooker stuff, but something that is genuinely of home occupier appeal, of genuine solid capital growth with potential to have even positive cash flow in the metropolitan area of Melbourne, which the style wise is very similar to this. If you like this, I've got something that might be interesting to you. It's around price point around a mid-6, and we are opening the doors for stage 2 for a few exclusive investors, because the last thing we want is to filling our new project with all of the investors. That's why we're purposely limiting the number of investors. If you want to know about that, and if you seriously want to considering to expanding a portfolio or even getting started, just heading to bloomhomes.com.au/invest. Don't worry, there's nothing I can sell to you. If you like what you saw there, scroll to the bottom of the page. There's a short letter I wrote that explains how you and I can collaborate, so therefore we can make sure what we got could be a perfect fit for you. All right, could be a perfect cornerstone for you to ever grow your portfolio. So anyway, We're gonna heading for lunch and are gonna take some shots in the area, and so we can cut back in the video. Until then, happy investing and looking forward to speak to you soon. Bye.